I'm Kelly Johnson, Staff Liaison for Ketchikan Public Library's Teen Advisory Group, and this is Time Management and Self-Motivation, part of TAG's Next Real Life program series. The first step in time management is figuring out what you're actually doing with your time, how much time you spend doing what. Maybe you already have some basic time management in place and just don't realize it, or maybe someone else usually does that for you and you want to take on some self-management, or maybe life is just happening and that isn't working out so great. So the next step is thinking about your time and you in general. For example, most folks have a time of day when they feel they have more energy and a time when they aren't so energetic. And most folks need some downtime to re-energize. Some a little bit works, other folks need more. People need different amounts of structure to their lives too. Some want a lot of details and to-do lists. Others just some basic outlines and lots of flexibility. You need to figure out what you really need to get to your goals and create your own schedule. Remember too that your goals may not be on your priority list, though there may be a lot of crossover. For most teens, high school is a priority, but not really a goal, though it may be a stepping stone to a goal. And then there are those things that just have to be done. To clarify, a priority is a must. A goal is an ambition, a want, an end. And when I talk about time wasting, I don't mean needed downtime. I mean time sucks. Things that use a bunch of time with absolutely no payoff. Video games can be social or burn off bad moods. Hanging out with friends can be emotionally positive. But 7 hours just watching YouTube videos or playing on Pinterest, maybe not. Maybe cut back on that a bit if it's a thing. Goals are goals. Some change over time, others are very short term, but long-term serious goals do often require some planning. If you want something beyond that cookie today, you will most likely need to work on getting there. So, what are your goals? Are they realistic? Then start planning to achieve them. Sometimes breaking down a goal into achievable steps can be a challenge, but it can also be an amazingly useful tool you can turn back to, update, modify, and see your progress with. And seeing yourself heading towards your goal is a great thing. Some goals will have longer lists and more steps than others, but prioritizing the list will help you move towards your goal. Having a visible list to refer to, check off, and evaluate is really helpful. Stepping back a moment, first think about you, then figure out your goals and your have-to-do stuff. And then the writing. You can do this virtually, online, on your computer or phone, however works for you. Just don't lose it. One way to create a schedule for a goal or a project is to work backwards from the due date. In this example, the paper is due on February 14th. Working backwards, I created a timeline of what must be done by when to get the paper done on time. Plugging in other activities and assignments show where more time may be needed because of other tasks due. Remember, life is fluid. Changes may be required. And if the original plan isn't working, change it. You probably have a few options. And don't pressure and push yourself so hard that your life is miserable. As bright as the future might be, that doesn't mean the now has to suck. This sample is a personal project, a basic goal of getting organized. However, once the reality of the situation hits, a new revised plan is created. In this one, I've kept to the original timeline, but taking an extra week wouldn't be a deal breaker. And that's the basics, taking time to figure out what you want, what you need to do, what you would like to have time for, then putting it all together in a working system. That's time management. So, setting up your goals, priorities, needs, and daily routine is one thing. Follow through is the next challenge. A lot of motivation is reward oriented, even if the reward is just getting it done so you don't have to think about it anymore. But there can be other motivators. Outside expectations can be a big one in the teen years, which can be rough. There are different levels of self-motivation. If you want to do something, it's easy. Things you are obliged to do, not so much. So try to balance expectation with a bit of self-kindness as well, especially at times of excessive stress. There are a variety of ways to keep progressing forward towards your goals, and remember, if times are extra tough, there are resources that can help, so reach out to them. Here are some basic things that can help you stay motivated. Some specific items to think about are good company. Try to stay away from folks who tear you down. It's not always easy. Sometimes you live with them, but try to minimize their impact on your goals. Try to see setbacks and roadblocks as learning opportunities, even if it is just learning patience. And try not to overthink everything. Remember, goals require action as well as intellectual muscling. So, one more time. Figure out what works for you, figure out what you want and need, write it out in great detail or broad strokes, and then get it done, however works best for you, or at least get on the road. And you really do have quite a few options for how on the writing and tracking. So, an exercise in time management and self-motivation. Everybody has a to-do list. Take one of those things and get it off your list. Get it done. I really like this quote, especially the old nonsense part. It makes a lot of sense. And that's it. I hope this has been helpful and given you some ideas you can use. Thanks for watching, and good luck.